Welcome in, everyone. We have a very important topic to discuss today. It is the latest update with Tim Kennedy, the Antihero Podcast drama. Before we get into that, I need everyone to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts. It really helps boost the stories we're trying to share. It helps shine a light on American heroes. That's what we're all about here. And it really, this has little to do with me. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be here at all. So the backstory, there's a big update. There's actually a very, very, very significant update. But before we get into the update, let's run back what we have so far. So November, the Antihero Podcast released an episode where they criticized, critiqued, scrutinized, and claimed that Tim Kennedy had either exaggerated or outright lied in his book, Scars and Stripes, about the Battle of Firebase Anaconda, which was a 2007 battle in Afghanistan, and made a lot of claims. And I would encourage you to go watch the Antihero Podcast. It's age restricted, but you can find it on YouTube. There's claims that they really hone in on about sniper rifle. They hone in into about, bags of grenades, things he claims he did, engaging a certain amount of targets, 20 targets. And Brent is a former Tier 1 operator, had a lot of questions about that. And Tim released a video pushing back on some of the claims, not even addressing other claims. He released a second video with Travis Worlock. Now, that's important. Why is Travis Worlock important? Well, Travis was the ground force commander of that operation. He was there. And in the book, Tim alleges that there's some argument. He either cusses him out or he kind of dresses him down as this young Green Beret. And that allegedly, according to Travis, did not happen. And Brent brought that up when he did the first episode that, really, really kind of opened up the drama they find themselves in now. And right off the bat, I want to say, it's not my job to tell you what to think. I'm not going to tell you this is what you have to believe. My job is to give you guys the information, to give you guys the videos, the perspective, and you're smart people. You can decide for yourself what you want to believe, how you want to attack it, where you're coming away from it. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by telling you have to believe what I believe. I will tell you this, Brent Tucker and Tyler Hoover, they certainly 100% believe without a shadow of a doubt that their version of events that he lied and exaggerated is accurate. Travis Worlock, who we're going to see 3 clips from here, also believes his version of events is 100% accurate. And he's putting his name to it. He's going on the record. He spoke candidly. He spoke openly. And there's an episode coming here on Monday morning, apparently, where they're going to have multiple teammates there where they really dive in to a lot of the claims made by Tim Kennedy. So there's that. Again, look at the information, watch all the videos, come to your own conclusions, decide what you want to decide. Let's roll the first clip right now where Travis is asked, what is something you would never do again? And it involves Tim Kennedy. You can watch that right now.
Nailed it. The doctor. Well, let's see. It's only $4.99. You got to do better than that. Here we go.
Drew getting savage.
Sorry, we got 2,000 viewers, folks. You know the rules. I trust the Antihero Podcast more than the USS Gettysburg Fire Control. Travis, what was that was fun, but I am never doing that ever again story?
Probably operating with Tim Kennedy.
Thursday the truth set you free, right?
Those are the answers you get on the Thursday Night Live.
So there you saw Travis was asked something he would not do again. And to his credit, to be totally open and fair and honest, he laughs, but he says he wouldn't operate with Tim Kennedy again. Would I like it if someone I had worked with, was asked, what's something you would not do again? And they said, well, I would never want to work with David Hookstead again. Probably not. In fact, I would feel compelled at that point to come out with proof, evidence that I had told the truth, that my claims were 100% accurate, that nothing I had said or done in the workplace was anything short of what I had said 100%. To me, that would be very important. The second clip is where Travis, again, who was there, Travis Worlock was there as the boss, as the ground force commander. He's asked to name something Tim was really good at, and it gets a little awkward. I'm going to be honest with you. It gets a little awkward. Travis kind of talks about essentially how Tim, in his opinion, didn't play a big enough role to have done anything to really even be noticed as exceptional. That's Travis's thoughts. Let's roll that clip right now.
Yeah.
Travis, what was TK good at on deployments?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
It's fair. He's good at stuff.
Keep in mind, this could be real.
Yeah, it could be.
He was good at throwing one grenade.
He was good at throwing one grenade, just hit the wrong people. Something he was really good at. You know, in all honesty, the guy, he didn't cower down. You know, I'm not throwing him props out here. I'm still kind of pissed off at him. But at the end of the day, you know, he rode those gun trucks with us.
He's a fighter. He's
not
a pussy.
It is. It's hard to say what he did good. He was so insignificant on that mission that there's nothing.
It's true.
You know, he didn't run. He didn't. You know.
But that's just doing your job.
It really is.
Well, he was lower ranking, right?
Yeah. I
No
think he might have been a staff sergeant, maybe at the time. But man, that's a hard one. I'm trying to just be honest. It was. It's hard to say anything he did really good, but he was in there with us, so I can't take that away from him.
Right. He wasn't a hindrance.
No, he wasn't. No. Value added.
He was, what do you call a national asset? Coalition asset.
He may not have been a coalition asset, but
He wasn't a problem until he wrote a book.
So there you see Travis talked about what he thought Tim was exceptional at. You know, to his credit, he said Tim never cowered. He didn't run away. He was on the trucks. He was there, and that's important. That's important to get that out there. That's important to tell the full truth, and Tim was there. He gave him credit for the fact that he didn't, get down in a ball and hide. This is an even more fascinating clip, and I think this might be the most interesting one, in my opinion, where he's asked what his first impression of Tim was, and he says, he's a charismatic guy. He kind of liked him, had a lot of nice things to say, but pay attention to what he kind of says at the end. That's what I found most interesting. Let's roll that clip right now.
Travis, what was your actual first impression of TK?
first impression. That's different.
That's a good question. So I met him in the Q course, going through as an officer in language, and he had already been a fighter. So props to him, man, being an MMA fighter and in UFC. Great personality. Was a really friendly guy. Very charismatic. So my first impression of him was good. When I heard that he was going to be on the mission out there, I didn't have anything negative to draw from. It was, just a huge surprise in the aftermath of all this to see that was going through his head. Basically, he was just, taking notes to script out a story one day to write.
Yeah, I mean, when I watch, he seems like a really nice guy. Like people. I mean, when I know he's lying while he's talking, he's so nice about it. It's like I'm looking for an excuse to like him.
So those were the three clips that really stood out the most to me as most interesting. And what I found most interesting about that third one, that one we just watched, is that he mostly appeared to have a pretty good first impression of Tim as being very charismatic, but then questioned everything that came later, essentially citing, well, was he taking notes to write the script for this story? And that's kind of, in his opinion, in the opinion of the other people there, things kind of went downhill. In the live stream with Travis Worlock, and again, and I want to stress this, I'm not here to tell any of you what to think. I'm not here to tell you this person's 100% right and that person's 100% wrong, or that Tim is 100% wrong and the other side's 100% right, or Tim's 100% right and the other side's 100% wrong. Make your own decisions. Watch all the videos that are out there. Look at all the evidence. You're smart people. Analyze it. Determine who you believe is most credible. Here's what I will say. The truth matters. The truth matters. It seems like at this point in society, the truth means very little to people. The truth matters. If Tim has evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is correct and everything in his book is correct, he needs to go out there and present that to the public. He has built a massive brand on being Tim Kennedy, the Green Beret UFC fighter. He is, I'm sure he's done well for himself. And it's not that people don't make mistakes. Look, we all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes. There's a difference between making mistakes and essentially what these guys are alleging, what Brent Tucker's alleging, what Tyler Hoover's alleging, And then what Travis Worlock, the ground commander, is saying, which is that we don't believe this is true. Travis is not some random guy off the street. I cannot stress that enough. Travis is not a random dude on YouTube. Travis was there. Travis was the ground force commander. Travis was the one calling the shots during the operation. He's the boss. And right there, you just saw 3 clips where he essentially picked apart 3 different things in his mind Tim had done. Couldn't name something he thought he was exceptional at, said he wouldn't operate with him again, and then kind of claimed that he was a nice guy up until it came to the notes and the movies and such. That, to me, is interesting. At the very least, it's interesting. And now, allegedly, I don't know, I have no inside information. I haven't talked to him about what's coming. We're going to see multiple teammates of his come out on Monday and discuss this. What are they going to say? I have no idea, but I guarantee you'll be watching. I guarantee I'll be watching. The Antihero group will be watching. We'll probably come back and analyze it all. At the end of the day, look at the information. Make your own decisions. I've had a couple people reach out to me about it. I will tell you that Brent is a Tier 1 operator, a hardened, seasoned combat veteran. He's not speaking from a place of ignorance in the sense of what going to war is like. Brent's been all over the place as a Tier 1 operator. Remember, Green Berets are a Tier 2 element. Very talented at what they do. I'm not taking anything away from Green Berets. Green Berets are incredible, incredible, incredible warriors. Tier 1 operators is that next level up. I think that this situation ends with, honestly, if I was in Tim's shoes, here's what I would do. Now, he released 2 videos. He released the one where he set the record straight, but mostly didn't address a lot of the claims. And then he had his video with Travis. I encourage you all to watch both of them. I would never say don't watch them. Watch both of them, every single second of them. If I was Tim, I'd come out and I would say, here's the proof. Here's the exact witness, 2 witnesses, 3 witnesses, 4 witnesses to every single story I told. I don't want to hear anything about, well, there was only 1 witness. Maybe it is true, but there was only 1 witness. But if this was, court, 1 witness alone, it can get you far, but it often doesn't. You want a lot of people. You want a lot of evidence. If that evidence exists, Tim needs to come out and show it to people. And I hope he does. If it exists, I hope he does. The problem right now, from a PR perspective, is that they are calling into question thing after thing after thing. Now they've got the ground force commander, the overall guy, the top dog, if you will, and he is on the record saying that the argument didn't happen. He's saying he wouldn't work with him again. He's saying that Tim didn't do anything so exceptional that he remembers it. Then he hints that the guy was charismatic, but it was almost like he was writing a script the whole time. People deserve the truth. We all deserve. This is America. We deserve the truth. And I think Monday will be a fascinating development one way or the other. Because in theory, these guys could come out on the Antihero podcast and say, no. Everything Tim says is 100% true. And I know for a fact that if they told Brent and Tyler that everything Tim said was true, they would air it unedited. They would air it unedited. They would not delete comments. They would let those guys speak. Is that what they're going to say on Monday? Are they going to have a different version of events on Monday? We really don't know. And that's what we're going to find out. But bringing on Travis, the ground force commander, to tell essentially his side of the story, and it doesn't match up. And as you could hear there, he's not overly happy with Tim. He made that very clear. I think this situation, daylight, sunlight cleans everything. And I hope that what we get out of this situation is the total truth and nothing but the truth. And I know where I can look at the evidence and feel who I think might be more credible. That's not my job to tell you, though. I'm not here to tell you my personal feelings. I'm happy to tell you what I would do in Tim's shoes, but your job is to tell yourself, come to your own conclusions. And I want you to hop in the comments right now and tell me if you think Tim is exaggerated or lied, or if you think Tim's being 100% truthful. I won't delete a single comment. Anything you say is allowed to stay. That's my promise to everyone. But I want to hear where you fall on this, because the evidence is coming out, the claims are coming out. The evidence from Travis would be his first-hand eyewitness account, and we need to figure out what's going on. That's all there is to it. We need the truth, and I hope we get the truth. So I'll see you guys all next time. We will find out what happens Monday. If you stayed this long, please like and subscribe and comment below with your thoughts on the entire Tim Kennedy saga.